I don't know if I've just made one of the biggest mistakes of my entire life, but I've just brought a crash damaged car, and it's not only been crashed once, but it's actually been crashed twice, and both crashes have been recorded as a category S, which isn't good. And I'm gonna attempt to fix this car on my own with no mechanical knowledge. I barely have any tools to fix this car, and I'm gonna repair it on my actual driveway. So this is gonna be interesting. Anyway, that's enough talking. So here's my new to me 2018 Ford Fiesta ST2. But before I show you the full damage on this car, let's just rewind a little bit back in time to when I first picked up the ST. Well, it is 5:48 p.m. I've now got my mate down here with his van, got a trailer as well. Look at this thing. And it's now time to go and collect this car. It's a little bit dark. I didn't want it to be dark when I collected the car, but we've got no choice. We couldn't make it happen any earlier in the day. Right, 50 minutes later, we've now made it down to London. Got the trailer here. We've got the car here. You would have probably already seen the car. Well, you would have seen the car because I'll reveal it before I show you this. But this is the car, it's chilling. The plan now is to get this on top of that. Should be an easy job. We've got Ed here, my mate, he's got a trailer. The car's looking sweet, it's running really well. But the plan now is to get this thing on the trailer. We're gonna trailer it home. And then tomorrow morning, I'll show you the full damage. We'll go through a full overview of the car. I'll show you everything that's broken, everything that's good about it. But this thing is sick. Let me show you the rear side of it, because look at this. This thing is so sick. Little ST 2018 Mark 8. This thing's cool. And there we go. We've now got the Fiesta ST on the trailer. Very easy job. We've got it all strapped down. We also took this headlight out because yeah, it's not sitting in there. The whole bracket was broken, so we don't want that falling on the motorway. But yeah, the car's now all strapped in all nicely, all nice and secure. Now it's time to head back home, get this off the trailer, and then tomorrow morning you'll see exactly what's wrong with this thing. So I'll see you in a second. And now we're back, so let's go through the damage on this car, because it's not as bad as you think. Looking at the front, you can easily tell that it's had a little crash on this side. So right here is where the main damage seems to be. The whole front bumper is completely finished. It's gonna need a new front bumper, and these are actually very difficult to find. But luckily, I've already sourced the front bumper and it's already in the back of the car. More on that later though. Let's just focus on the damage first. The wing's also gone, so I'm not sure what this person hit. Most likely a tree, because there's also a bunch of mud in here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is the damage on the wing. And if we move further back, the wing made a little tiny dent on this door, but it's not actually damaged anything else. The bonnet's all right. The door's obviously just a little bit dented, but other than the front bumper and the wing, that's it. Obviously you've got the headlight too. This headlight is completely finished and it's stuck in here. Yeah, this thing is toast. The actual beam still works, but the DRLs around the side of the headlight don't work anymore. And that's because the DRL board is missing. But as you can see, this is completely cracked. So I think the best thing would be to just get a new headlight that matches the other headlight, and that should be it really. But in terms of body damage, that's kind of it. Structurally, the car hasn't actually been damaged, but like I said, it's been in a crash before. So it was a category S in 2023. And now it's a category S again in 2024. It's now 25, but it was crashed in October 24, I think. Structurally, like I said, the car's completely fine, but the reason why it's a category S is because the airbag damage. So when this person crashed, both airbags have gone off. The driver's airbag's gone off. The passenger airbag's gone off. And this is why the insurance has marked it as a Cat S. It's not a Cat S because it's been structurally damaged, but the airbags have blown. But a thing that we noticed earlier is that obviously this was in a crash before, and what we spotted is that the crash bar moved a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this isn't aligned properly, and there's meant to be a bolt in there, and you can see that it's basically not aligned properly. Whereas on this side, if we have a look in there, you can't actually see it, but there's two bolts in there, whereas in here there's only one bolt and then the other bolt is missing. So I think the first crash that this car was in potentially had worse damage that was structural. Now this Cat S again in my hands, the damage isn't as bad, and I think I should be able to fix most of this myself. If I get stuck, I'll need some help, and I think I will need some help, but we'll see what happens down the line. The engine bay seems to be completely fine. This coolant bottle was damaged in the crash, so The guy that was selling the car put some sealant on it so the coolant doesn't spill, but the car's holding coolant really well. Regardless, this coolant bottle is going to have to be replaced. But looking at the front end right now, we need a new front bumper, a new wing, a new headlight. The fender or the wheel liner is also rubbing against the wheel, so we're going to need a new one of those potentially, or this might just push back when I bolt everything together. We need a new coolant bottle, and I think in terms of front end, that's kind of it. The damage isn't bad. And obviously on the inside, the airbags have gone off. We've got the driver's side airbag that's gone off and the passenger. To get this fixed, I'm going to need a new airbag kit that's going to be replacing the airbag on the steering wheel, and a whole new dash that's going to be replacing the airbag in here. And doing this dash is going to be an absolute nightmare because everything in this front end needs to be stripped. We need to take the steering wheel off, the dash, the gears, the gear knob, literally everything needs to come out to pull this dash out. So I'm going to attempt to do this on my own, but I think it's going to be an absolute nightmare because I've watched the YouTube video and it just looks really hard. It looks really fiddly. Also, this mirror's gone. But one thing that I've got luck, hopefully, is the seat belts. So as you can see, they're holding, and when I pull them back, they're retracting. But it could have still stored data within the card that it's been in a crash, so potentially I'm going to have to replace all the seat belts. I hope I won't have to because it's adding more to the cost, but I think they might be okay. I still need to scan the car. I don't have a scanner yet. I need to get myself a scanner, and we'll need to see what sort of codes we get. Actually, let me just start the car quickly because the key is in my pocket, I think. Yeah, this thing isn't bad though. Like, in terms of errors that we've got on the screen right now, we've got bonnet open, which is fine, fuel low, which is fine, oil change required, for accessory power active, driver door open, bonnet open. We've not really got that much going on, so let me just start the car. Hey, let's get a little cold start. Oh, I just got caught on this bumper. Yeah, the thing don't sound too bad, but this car's gonna need an exhaust. Once I rebuild the car, make it roadworthy, the plan is to make it look good, make it faster and louder. But obviously, first thing first, we've got to make this car safe and get it back to working condition, I guess. In terms of dash, I'm only getting an airbag light, a seatbelt light, which does go off when I put my seatbelt on. We've got the door open light, whatever you want to call that. But other than that, it's not bad. I don't think it's going to be much hard work rebuilding this whole thing. It's very cold outside today though. It's -1. I'm absolutely freezing. Let's go back outside and I want to show you a little bit more about the spec of this car, because it's an ST2. I don't know much about Fords, but the spec seems okay. So this car's got 200 horsepower coming from a 1.5 litre engine, and all power goes to the front wheels. The car's finished in a frozen white, and the paint actually looks really nice right now because the car has got a bit of frost on it. But white is a little bit boring, so I think the plan is to actually get this car wrapped as well, but more on that in the next few videos. The previous owner also looks like they've resprayed the calipers. They've got some weird looking dust caps on. They've tinted the windows, but in terms of any other modifications on this car, there's nothing else. There's no exhaust, but I think it might have a blow off valve because when you rev it, it does a really nice noise. So I'll let the car warm up a little bit and I'll give you a few sound clips because it does sound really good. But whilst I let this car warm up a little bit more, I want to show you a little bit more about the spec on this car because like I said, it's not bad. I forgot to talk about this. I did buy a brand new, well, a second-hand front bumper for this car. The condition of the bumper isn't bad, but these bumpers for these cars are so expensive. I paid £500 for this, and they're so hard to come by as well. So I got kind of lucky because I managed to get this front bumper literally the second day that I had this car at home. So yeah, it's not bad. I've also ordered a new front dash, which includes the airbag for the passenger, the airbag for the driver's side as well. And like I said, to fix it, the whole dash needs to come out, so it's going to be an absolute nightmare. I've also got a new front wing coming, but the only thing that I can't find right now is the headlight. The headlight's actually quite different because it has like a grey outline on it. It has no chrome, so I can't find. There's one on eBay, but it's in terrible condition, but I might still get it. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, most parts have been ordered, so other than doing this dash, I don't think this rebuild should be very hard, but it's my first ever rebuild that I'm doing. Hence, I didn't want anything that was too badly crashed, and I thought, you know what, the airbags might add a little bit of content, so that's why I went for it. I've noticed that this actually has driver assist, so I'm not sure how that works, if it works. People have also said that this might have the performance pack, but I don't think it does. because when we put it in sport, you can see we've only got normal, sport or racetrack, and there's no launch control. And if you have the performance pack, you get launch control, and I don't have that. But in terms of mileage, look, it's only got 24k miles and it's currently done 33.7 miles to the gallon. Just have a listen to this blow-off valve sound. That can't be stock, so whoever had this car last definitely modified it a little bit. Let me show you this front bumper as well. So if I open the boot, here it is. Like I said, the damage isn't that bad. We also had to jump start the car the first day of ownership because the battery went flat. Just kind of like the biggest damage on this front bumper, and I think because obviously it's plastic, we could probably repair it. But other than that, there's a few scuffs here and there because obviously it's a used bumper, but it's not that bad. One of the parts is here and a few of the other parts have been shipped and they're meant to be delivered in the next few days, and then we can hopefully start work on this ST and build into an absolute sick car. I can't wait to get this thing on the road because it's going to be fun. It's going to be nice having the M4 around and then obviously having this as the daily car. It's going to be really cool. So yeah, once the parts arrive, then we're going to begin building up the car, and I'm not sure where to start yet. I don't know whether to start fixing up the outside first or tackle the inside first. I'm leaning more towards doing the inside first because that's the hardest job, and then tackling the outside. I think that's a good plan. But anyway, this is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that because it's going to help me out a ton, and I'm going to be documenting everything that happens with this car on the channel, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for new videos. And obviously you can hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I post. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.